A special shout out to our coffee supporters. Hello, Intactivists. When we get new donors, I'm going to put the coffee supporters first on the news because POTS wouldn't be able to survive without them. They are bridging the gap selflessly until the POTS e-commerce program, CareBuzz, and other ways of making money become sufficient enough to keep POTS running. So, in the news this week, we have NoCirc of Michigan, Bloodstained Men, Intact Again podcast, Your Whole Baby, Eric Anderson, and much more coming up. In POTS news, everyone in my house is sick except for me, so I'm going to be recording this a day earlier than I typically do, just in case I get sick tomorrow. Anyways, we did get a brand new social media platform, Blue Skies, about 2 weeks ago, and I had the time to go ahead and make a Intactivism starter pack right here. It's titled POTS Intactivism Starter Pack. This is essentially all the Intactivist groups on Blue Sky in one pack. So if you guys are brand new, you guys can easily just go type this in, follow all these accounts. There's about 10 Intactivist groups really on Blue Skies currently. Now, there are some that are not safe for work. I did not include those. These are only safe for work Intactivist groups. And essentially, if you don't know, starter packs allow different categories of groups and topics to be in a pack that is related. So like, for instance, men's rights, you would have a bunch of men's rights groups in the starter pack. So all the Intactivist groups that are on Blue Skies, they're now in a pack together. So hopefully this helps increase every Intactivist group's reach out there in Blue Skies. So we're not just sitting getting a very few views. You can also go to the starter pack and hit posts, and you can go ahead and see everyone who's posting. Like Intact Again podcast, I was up there quite a bit. Again, POTS, Foragin, POTS, and then it gives you like a thread. Not a lot of Intactivist posts on Blue Skies, but hey, trying to make it somewhat usable for you guys. Also, the Prevail Over the System cyber protesting ad campaign, we have reached about 840,000 people so far. CLR, Breaking the Cut, Hoodie by Nature, and of course POTS is spearheading this campaign. We are getting some help from Darwin. He's brand new in helping POTS. We shall see how well that goes for him and us. Remember to join my Discord where you can go and volunteer on making Intactivism and POTS better. We have a lot of jobs to do, and it's very easy and helpful to do. I promise you, and it does not take a lot of your time. Unless you want a lot of your time taken up in Intactivism, then we have jobs that are more time demanding. It's really up to you guys. All right, and in the video special, what is Intact America's true motivation? A year review. This goes and breaks down what Intact America has done the entire year of 2025 and asks the question, is Intact America acting from a we're trying to save and prevent children from being circumcised, or are we trying to make money? I definitely recommend you go ahead and watch this. There's a lot of things that Intact America did that not a lot of people even knew about, and it's pretty crummy if you ask me. So definitely go ahead and watch that, because Intact America is one of those groups that takes the majority of the Intactivism budget. So definitely go ahead and watch it. And let me know your thoughts down below. So far, we only had one positive comment about Intact America, and the rest were all negative. And Norm's Part 3 interview came out. Norm's warning about Intactivist groups. Perfect timing, actually, because Norm also mentioned Intact America in his interview. So definitely go ahead and watch that. If you don't believe POTS, maybe you'll believe somebody who has been in this movement for well over 40 years. So it's a very, very good interview to watch, the Norm's warning about Intactivist groups. All right, and speaking of NoCirc Michigan, in NoCirc of Michigan news, Norm is super busy. He just last week, he went out and he staffed another information table last week at the Michigan's Men's Health Foundation annual men's health event at Ford Field in Detroit. This was our 5th year at this large health fair dedicated to men's health. We share the importance of having foreskin to men's sexual health with dozens of attendees. That's super awesome. don't forget to go through and like these pictures. You can like them individually like this. You can also go down below and like it. But this is a super awesome booth right here. I kind of wish we could see what their booth looked like compared to others. But hey, you know, it is what it is. I like the QR code right there. In case you want to take a picture, you can learn more. Also, those pride flowers, Norm talks about the pride flowers in his interview. Looks like they got quite a bit of pamphlets here. They got like 7, so super cool. But yeah, just make sure you like it right here. All right, and in Bloodstained Men news. So, the Bloodstained Men made the news, like the normie news, if you will. This was 11 news on your side, KKCO. It says anti-circumcision protest in Grand Junction. It's very short. It says right here, the protest was put on Bloodstained Men, a group that travels nationwide to spread the message of anti-circumcision. I'm going to scroll in a little bit. Grand Junction is a small town. That's where this starts. It's a grassroots movement. If we just hit the big cities, we're not going to reach the people who need to hear it. It's definitely the first time you guys have ever seen something like this, and we like to have that impact, said Matthew Kinninson, recruiting director for Bloodstained Men. I did not know that Matthew Kinninson was the recruiting director for Bloodstained Men. I learned something new today. They should probably update their board of directors on their website if that's the case. Now, I did read this right here. It seems pretty emotional and not super factual. I don't know if this is really what was said, but this was what was reported. It says, when they perform circumcision, they strap the baby down on their back. When you strap them down on their back, they scream till they vomit. And if they swallow that vomit, they get aspiration pneumonia. And that is almost always fatal in an infant, said Kinninson. I did not know that. Let me know if you guys knew that infants scream until they vomit whenever they're getting circumcised. I did not know that happened. Anyways, it says a newborn baby has 12 ounces of blood in their body. They only need to lose 2 ounces of blood before it's fatal. So if they sleep after the circumcision, you go to check on them a few hours later. They may not wake up. All right. This seems very doomsday-like. I'm curious if Kinninson said all this. I mean, circumcision's bad, but when you make it sound like, oh, if you get your kid circumcised, he's gonna die for sure, and that doesn't happen, then you start losing your credibility. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. It says, according to the Bloodstained Men, the response from residents in Grand Junction has been mixed. Some cars honk and thank them for spreading the message, while others curse and hold up rude hand gestures. According to medical researcher Dan Bollinger, around 100 baby boys die each year due to circumcision-related complications. So that's super awesome, though, for Bloodstained Men that they did get on the news, and this all seems pretty pro-intact. There was no one saying, oh, circumcision's good on here. So that's definitely a huge positive. But what is not a huge positive is that the Bloodstained Men posted very recently that Daniel Bryce was visiting his one-day-old granddaughter at this hospital and left a Bloodstained Men info card on a chair in the lobby. On his way out of the hospital, the security team got in his face and asked him why he left a card on a chair and why he was at the hospital. 4 of them slammed him up against the wall and carried him out of the hospital face down by all his limbs, injuring him so much they had to put him in a wheelchair to take him to his car. They refused to release the security tapes to the police, and all the guards were fired, and the hospital hired a new security company. Now, this begs the question, is where are all the intactivist legal groups to defend Bloodstained Men? Like, is this not what GAUDAF is for? Is GAUDAF going to do anything? Are they not the genital autonomy legal defense? Why are they not defending Bloodstained Men? Or you could use Eric Klopper, who's also a lawyer. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know about jurisdictions and stuff like that, but it seems like there should be some kind of intactivist lawyer stepping up to go ahead and defend the Bloodstained Men, especially when they could win quite a bit of money from this. And that could help fund their movement for a long time. You also got David Llewellyn from Arc Law. You have quite a bit of different intactivist lawyers that I feel like the Bloodstained Men should be getting assistance from, but they are not. I don't know, or maybe they are. I mean, this did happen pretty recently. If you do go ahead, check out their Facebook. This happened like 2 days ago. And in your whole baby news, So, your whole baby just came back from their babies and bumps, last one for the year, and your whole baby posted this from Greg Hartman. Anika and I had a fantastic day at Babies and Bumps Cleveland today. We handed out about 66 info packets and estimate we spoke to about 130 people. A vast majority of people were very receptive to our gentle message. We had many people thank us for being there, and several said they had not thought about circumcision yet, so they appreciated the information. Of course, we couldn't do this work without the support of our generous donors. We are so very thankful for you. We are looking forward to returning to many Babies and Bumps cities in 2026. So that's super awesome. They currently only have one picture out right now, but this is their table event. They are doing the gift card giveaway, the $100 Target gift card, it looks like. That's super awesome, and there's quite a bit of info on that table. So awesome to see that. And in Intact Again podcast news. So, Intact Again did release a video titled Scott Found Out What He Was Missing as a Kid, Started Restoring the Next Day. This is a good podcast to watch if you're into the intactivism, restoring, and you just want to go and find somebody who is going through something similar to you if you're circumcised. And don't forget to like and also leave a comment as well. Oh, and thank you guys for liking and commenting and subscribing. Thank you, Dr. Pecker, for reminding them. I definitely appreciate that. All right, and speaking of new YouTube videos, Eric Anderson also made a YouTube video as well called Proxy Perpetrators RE Genital Cutting. I'm not going to finish the rest of this because I just don't want to get flagged for saying any of these things because he only got like 10 views on this. Anyways, you can go ahead and like this if you want. But essentially, all what this is Eric Anderson talking about his cases and kind of like his thoughts and his take on circumcision. And he was talking about a book that he may be making and that it may be out soon. I don't know. Definitely, if you want to watch it, you can. If you don't want to watch it, totally get it. I only watched like 5 minutes of it. It is definitely kind of long. So, but if you want to go ahead and listen to Eric Anderson, that did come out recently. All right, and on to the Intactivism calendar for the week. So, your whole baby, they got their babies and bumps. That just passed recently. Bloodstained Men, they're actually getting off of their tour. By the time this comes out, they'll be done. This is the last day of their tour, September 28th. Their next tour is the Super Bowl Circumcision Crisis Protest, scheduled to be determined. This will be February 3rd through February 9th. So that's going to be about 3 months away from now. All right, Intact Global, October 23rd, 2025 at 1:30. They have their historic court hearing, Hadishak versus State of Oregon. This is an equal protection for all children. This will be at 1200 Southwest 1st Avenue, Portland, Oregon, 97204 United States, courtroom 9C. If you want to go ahead and be there to watch it, you definitely can. Also, I believe they do have this on a Zoom meeting as well that you can go ahead and see on a recording. Yes, indeed. You can indeed receive the live stream details and real-time updates if you want to attend remotely. So you don't actually have to be there in person if you don't want to be. NoCirc of Michigan. They have their Michigan State Medical Society Annual Conference on Bioethics. This is Saturday, November 8th, 2025, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at Doubletree by Hilton, 3600 Plymouth Road, Ann Arbor, Michigan, 48105. And that's going to be in about a month from now. All right, and on to the polls of the week. This poll was based on the video special. What do you think Intact America's prime motivation is? Everybody, without a doubt, answered C, making money. So everyone answered C. Everyone thinks that Intact America is all about making money. It's not saving males from being circumcised or saving humans from being genitally mutilated or even other. Everyone across the board, they answered C, making money. So do with that as you will. I mean, that is 6 of your fellow intactivists telling you that. Once again, guys, if you don't like how this turned out, please go to my Discord and go vote, because your vote matters. And on to the fundraisers of the week. All right, so Eric Anderson's Intactivism Equal Protection pursued in court right now. This has no donations currently. Hoodie by Nature, he has no new donations raised currently. He's at 1,100 raised out of their $1,600 goal. Your Whole Babies LA Prego Expo booth, they have no new donations this week, coming in with $950 raised, which is 21% of their $4,500 goal. Intaction, they do not have any new donors this week. The critical call to support nationwide male bodily autonomy is stuck at $7,610 of their $100,000 goal, or roughly about 8% of the way there. And circumcision support genital autonomy for all at Pride. This is Genital Autonomy's collective, so they have not raised any new donations this past week either. They're at almost $1,200 out of their $1,500 goal, or about 80% roughly. Okay, GAUDAF, circumcision is not healthcare, it's a custom help support genital equality. Their phase 3 is still stuck at $1,200. Keep in mind, guys, before this, they raised about $65,000. What happens once they reach phase 3? How soon will it begin? I'm not sure. That seems like a question for GAUDAF. If they ever do an interview on POTS, I'll definitely ask them that. Intact Global's fight against genital mutilation. They have raised quite a bit of money this past week. They have raised $1,050, bringing their total up to $44,059 raised, which is 88% of their $50,000 goal. A huge donor, Anonymous, gave $1,000 this week. Super awesome to this anonymous person. And Intact Global on this donor box fundraiser, still at $400 of their $30,000 goal. All right, Prevail of the system. We did get 2 brand new donors, which is super awesome. We definitely appreciate our donors. However, guys, you don't have to donate. You can do the POTS e-commerce program or the Care Buzz. Both help us tremendously here at POTS, and it doesn't cost you anything to do that. So please, if you guys are strapped for cash, or if you want to go ahead and donate and also support us on the POTS e-commerce program, it really does help the movement quite a bit. So we did tick up 1% towards our $15,000 goal. So once again, guys, I definitely appreciate our new donors. And speaking of that, we do have a PANS meeting October 1st. So don't miss that. It's going to be super awesome, and we have lots of things to go ahead and tell you. All right, and on to the Intactivist growth for the week. Last week, POTS was at 777 followers. This week, POTS is at 846 followers, which is a total of a 69-person gain, or about 8.88% increase for the week-over-week growth. Now, we did have a slightly decrease in growth in followers for the week. Now, keep in mind, I am recording this a little earlier than normal, so about a day we lost. Also, we did lighten up on the gas on the ads campaign, because we may be getting a much better deal here soon for the ads, and I cannot wait to go ahead and take up this social media on their offer. So stay tuned for those results. All right, that's all what I have for the news. Don't forget about watching What is Intact? America's True Motivation, a year review, and also NoCirc of Michigan's President Norm Cohen's interview, Part 3, Norm's warning about intactivist groups. Very important to watch, very awesome. All right, guys, please like and share to get this out to more people. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.
Prevail over the system. We rise through precision. Uplift transition.